Julieta, what's your opinion about friendship? What is a good friend, according to you?
Friendship is something important for me.
Mm-hmm.
After my family, my friendship is the most important.
Okay.
Important. I can tell everything that might be secret from others. A true friendship for me is when you can tell them everything and
Okay.
you know it's safe, so you can trust them for everything.
You can trust them with secrets, any information. You can tell them
Yes,
private stuff, personal stuff, and they'll
yes,
always be there to listen, to hear you out, and they won't judge you. They will only support you because they love you unconditionally. That's
yes.
one word to describe a good friendship. But when there are no expectations, you love them unconditionally without any conditions, then most people would have a long lasting friendship. And that's what I believe it's important when it comes to a real friendship. Sabriye, what about you? Same
For
question.
me,
Hmm.
a friend a friend is someone who is there for you, to help you, to support you,
Uh-huh.
uh, also to listen to you.
Uh-huh.
Um, a true friend tells you when you're wrong, even if it hurts, because they want the best for you.
You want the best for you. Okay. Yeah, that's true. A true friend does that. Somea, Shaniu,
Yes, teacher.
yes?
A friend is someone who is kind to you and knows how you feel when nobody knows,
Uh-huh.
and they are always by your side in the bad times or in the good times,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Do you
are like second family.
do you have any good friends in your life?
Yes,
I mean, we all
yes.
do, but okay. Do you meet them or see them or hear from them often?
Every day I write with.
You text with them, right? With
Yes.
your friends. Okay, okay. Well, very good. Thank you. Now, since we all have an idea what friendship is, let's hear another definition of friendship and special friendship and good friendship. We answered these questions. How do you define a true friend? What is the difference between a good friend and a true friend? Basically, where we're there somewhere, we summarized these two questions just with a different twist. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom out. I guess you can see. Probably you can't see
Yeah.
uh, what is written there, but now you can. What kind of a text is this? What do you think? I mean, where can you see this? Is this something you would publish in a magazine, in an online?
Yeah,
Uh,
it looks like an article.
think this is an article? Is this part of a book, or is this something you would publish online in a?
No, it's definitely not a part of a book, but it can be a topic that you can post in your like school magazine as a topic or online maybe, but it's like mainly an article.
What do you think the author is? We have here Jason Powell. We haven't read anything from the text. We don't know who it is, but I want you to guess. What do you think he does? Is he a teacher? Is he somebody who
Oh, I think he's a student.
postgraduate student, university student, or
More like high school student.
high school student? Okay.
Maybe like a high school student that now is going up to college. So he's just sharing this one last,
He wants
like,
to share his opinion so people would be aware
yeah,
of the
because the time when we make the most friends out of our life
or you
is
think so.
high
You think
school.
you make a lot of friends, but then after
Yeah,
you finish high school, you will only then,
you realize that
yeah, who is
true friends and friends
who.
differ.
Okay, Mir. So you think this is a newspaper report, an online article, an informal letter, a literary description? You think this is the first one or the second one?
Second.
This is something somebody posts on their social media or their blog. their website. Okay, now, before we do anything, we're going to listen to it. And then after listening, we're going to do some answering and some discussion.
Unit 7, page 59. Read. Exercise 3. Read and listen to the text.
Is there such a thing as a true friend? By Jason Powell. This is a topic that's close to my heart, but I didn't really know the answer to the question until about a year ago. First, let me tell you something. You will have around 350 friends in your lifetime, but only 6 of them will be your true friends. I was quite surprised when I read about this fact in a magazine survey the other day. I mean, if I look down the list of contacts on my mobile, most of the names in the list are friends' names. It's the same on anyone's phone. However, it made me stop and ask myself, who would I contact if I wanted a shoulder to cry on, or if I had a genuine emergency? There were actually only a few people on the list that I'd phone in a moment of crisis, and I suppose it's those people that I regard as my true friends. One person I'd definitely phone is Rob. I still remember when we first met last year. I was sauntering past the sports hall in the local leisure centre when I got a glimpse of a teenage boy in a wheelchair playing basketball. I stopped and watched for a while. He was about the same age as me, but I didn't think we'd have anything in common. After all, he was in a wheelchair. How wrong I was. A few days later, I was lifting weights next to the same boy in the gym, and we started chatting. We got on really well, and I suddenly realized that Rob's wheelchair didn't make him different from me at all. He was a typical teenager like me, and he was interested in doing the same sort of things as me. We've been really good friends ever since. The most important thing I learned that day is never to judge someone by what they look like. People often treat Rob differently because of his wheelchair, but they shouldn't. They should take time to find out about the real person. One of the things I admire most about Rob is his unselfish nature. He's very good at listening, and he doesn't ask too many questions. People like that are very generous, especially these days when everyone is on the go and often people can't think beyond their own obligations and personal concerns. I'm sometimes quite selfish, so Rob is a really good example for me. So, my answer to the question, is there such a thing as a true friend, is a resounding yes. They are the people who are always there for you. They won't mind if you interrupt them in the middle of something important. They won't mind if you call them in the middle of the night because you need someone to talk to. Try it yourself next time. Otherwise, you won't know who your true friends are.
Okay, so it was interesting. It was probably based on a true story. It's very possible for this story to be true because every day we have people that look or sound or are treated differently, and then those people are the least people who could be your best friends. And this is a very good example. We don't choose friends based on what they look or their status, their rich families, their rich dad, the job the dad does or mom does, etc. We choose them for certain reasons that are based on features of their characters and the qualities of their personalities, their good qualities that they have. Now, we already listened to the text. We're going to try and guess these sentences if they are true or false. Hopefully, you listen carefully. The writer is interested in the subject of true friends. Is this true?
Clearly.
Clearly. Okay. The writer took part in a survey in a magazine. Kamar pies një studim ose hulumtim një revistë.
No, it was online, but
The writer read a survey in a magazine, but he didn't take part in a survey. Survey është pyetësor, anket.
yeah,
Third one, the writer has only got friends' names on his mobile phone contact list.
not only, but most of them.
Okay,
I
so
don't
he
think
has
it's
some-
true.
Yeah. And most of the names in the contact list are friends'
Yeah.
names. So do you see here, what slightly changes the correct answer is just a little
No.
word here. Most of the names. This word makes it false. Normally, what people do is summarize this whole idea. So yes, he had friends in his contact list.
But not only
But
friends.
not everyone in the contact list is his or her friends. That's why most of the names is the detail that makes this sentence false. This is called critical thinking. No, even the slightest word, the slightest detail or punctuation may change the final answer. So pay attention to these little details. The fourth, the writer hadn't considered who his true friends were until
This might be true.
didn't consider. Do you think he didn't have any idea? He had the idea, but not
Until then,
he made sure that now I know who my friend is, because in the end he gives us the same advice as he gave to himself, I guess. We have to try, unless we wouldn't know who our true friends are. 5, the fact that Rob can't walk makes a difference when people meet him for the first time.
True.
for sure.
It's true, they're seen differently, and most of the time they're treated differently, which is unfair. So that's not something we should do as well. No matter how good intentions we have, we shouldn't even try and open these kind of conversations. I mean, ideas and words like they're gonna make them feel uncomfortable. 6, the writer and Rob have got a lot of things in common.
True.
True.
Does Jason and Rob have a lot of things in common? Yes, it's true.
Yeah, he stated that.
They're interested in the same sort of stuff as he said, and that's what makes them click together. Having things in common is one way of finding friends, because you talk about the same things. You're interested in the same stuff. 7, the writer thinks he is less selfish than Rob.
False.
False, because what does he think actually?
Rob
He
is
thinks
less selfish.
Does he think he's
Rob
selfish
is
or?
selfish, not him. Sometimes he thinks he is selfish, and he takes Rob as an example.
Yeah, he takes Rob as a good example of what he should be. What does this teach us actually? Do you think examples and lessons and teachings from the books are important, but do you think having somebody with those qualities, do you think it's easier for us to learn our lessons?
Yeah.
Learning from somebody who is living those kind of qualities that we want?
Yeah.
Okay, this is easier and this is more believable, because if you advise me about friendship, I don't know, friendship problems, about anything you can think of right now, but if I see you live what you preach, what you talk to me about, then most probably I'll believe you, and whatever you say, it's going to sound believable to me because you do it. You act like you say. There's also being and living a
convincing.
life. So most people learn through this kind of approach. You learn most from the people who live what they say. So that's what we should do as well. We should only advise other people that the things that we only do. So we say what we don't actually live or experience. We don't do. We just only want people to be perfect, and we don't take a look at ourselves. Sometimes this is what happens, which is not quite fair to other people. And the last one, the writer believes you can call a true friend whenever you need to. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can call a friend whenever you need to, in the middle of the night, in the middle of a crisis, in the middle of a test. Okay, we all agree to that. Now we have some questions, but it's already 10:30, and we have 10 more minutes. Choose the best answers. The writer, and I'm gonna ask you individually, so be there. I want to make sure that you're there and you are active in our lessons. Now, first one, Sabriye. The writer read that people will make about 350 friends by doing a magazine survey, by going to a leisure center, during their time at school, during the whole of their life.
I think it's D.
Okay, can you just read your answer?
During the whole of their life.
So you will make 350 friends approximately during the whole of their life. Do you think this is true? Do you agree with this conclusion, with this claim that it does?
It depends on person, because someone is not friendly so much, and
Okay.
the others are.
The others are. So it depends on the culture as well. For example, say German people or British people are very difficult to become friends with, to befriend. They're difficult to befriend them. But Italians and Albanians, I know this is based on what other people say, this is a cultural thing. They say we're very easy to be friended because we're very social, we hug too much, we laugh, we talk out loud, etc., etc. These are qualities that make people comfortable, and then, hey, after 3 minutes, after 2 or 3 sips or coffees, people consider you friends. But this is something debatable. We're not here to jump to conclusions. The second one, Artiola, what do you think? When the writer first saw Rob, he what? Recognized him, thought he'd be good friends, didn't think they'd get on, or he wanted to play basketball with him. Oh, the last one's funny. What do you think? Which option is
He didn't think they'd get on.
you thought he didn't think they'd get on. Why do you think that? Based on what
Because
he looked.
when he first saw him, he
Uh-huh.
was in a wheelchair, and
Uh-huh.
he thought that they wouldn't have many things in common, and but it turns out they both like the same things.
Yeah. It turns out they have a lot of stuff in common. So he kind of judged based on his experience. Okay. The next one, we have the third question. What we're doing here is analyzing the test. Not every answer is bluntly shown on the text. Some of the answers are to be found within the lines, are understood, or are taken out of the context. Okay, third one, can Linda answer?
Yeah.
What do you think? Read the question and the answer.
The reader learned that you can know a person just by looking at them.
You can't know a person just by looking at them. Do you agree with this statement, Linda?
Yeah, because it.
Okay. You know, there's a very interesting expression that people here use it. I've heard it in different places, but pa hunger ni face group me dekan nuk mënesh me thon se një.
Yeah, we use it a lot.
And
I use it a lot.
Yeah, similar. Some idioms are similar in different
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah,
Good.
I'll find it.
Third one, Reka. Sorry, fourth one, Reka.
The writer thinks that many people these days don't have time to think about others.
Don't have time to think about others. Okay. Now, can you explain this a little bit to me? What do you understand from this? So obviously you think this is true, but how? According to your opinion. Do people find time for others business? Is this something rare in our daily lives?
Yes.
Why do you think that is? And obviously you're not one of those people. So how do you do it? How do you find time to care for others? And why do you do it? Or you're too shy to tell it in front of the other classes because this is something might it might also be called personal. But yeah, I just wanted to get you talking. So good. The fifth one, the writer says that you will only know who your true friends are in a moment of crisis, in the middle of the night, if you're in a wheelchair, or if you ask lots of questions.
In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. Okay. What does this mean? Does this really mean we have to call somebody in the middle of the night, and if they pick up the phone, they're good friends, and if they don't pick up the phone, they're not good friends? Or what's the context of this question here?
Of is gaat me gaan zien.
Unseen. That's good. That's good. Linda, you forgot some English words?
I don't know.
Or this is not your English day? Because some people have separated the days of the week into English days and Albanian days. That's what I've heard. So it might be one of your Albanian days where you only speak Albanian. Okay, and the last one, the writer says that you will only know who your true friends are. Përgjigja e saktë in the middle of the night për shkak të rëndësisë. Demek ata persona kurdo që kanë nevojë për ty, nuk ka lidhje koha, hapësira, situata, rrethanat, they're always there. They can pick up the phone, they can answer you, they can respond. They are there and they can help you out. Good. So that was the last one. Next time we meet, we're going to talk about the ideas, understanding ideas, always based on what we read today, and the vocabulary part. Good. If you don't have any questions, this might be it for today. These expressions here that are highlighted in purple, I think you should look them up on internet. Most of them are words, and there are some phrases as well, like a shoulder to cry on.
Shoulder to cry on, close to my heart.
Yes, so look them up on internet so you would have a clear picture and you wouldn't have any unknown words when we read it next time. Okay, thank you for being here. I wish you a great day and
You too.
goodbye.
Bye, teacher.